All right, hello everybody and welcome to an unboxing and first setup video for AAWireless, which is Android Auto Wireless. It was an Indiegogo campaign that I backed. I was actually very early to the campaign, I think I was number 452 if I recall. It was before update number 1 came out. I think there's been like 27 updates. The AAWireless team has been great with their Indiegogo campaign and keeping customers updated on exactly what was supposed to happen and when things were supposed to ship. It is currently April 2nd, April 3rd, early April, and I believe originally I was estimated ship date was mid-December. Yesterday or the day before, I don't know exactly what day it came, but either way, it just arrived. It is, like I said, it's April 3rd at this point. So they were a little bit behind in their initial shipments, and I know they're going to be behind in the coming shipments. Luckily, I was in the first batch because I was so early in the campaign. I was number 452. Like I said, I think they did 6,500 was the first run. And after that, people will be getting theirs. So I'm pretty early on, a couple months late, but they kept us up to date the entire way. Production delays we're looking at. Of course, COVID happening still all around. Another reason for there to be delays and not be too upset about it. But either way, here we go. We are going to get started, and this is just going to be a first time setup. I've opened this box up already just to see what was in there, and I was going to show you guys what the box comes with, and then we are going to sit down and try to set this thing up for the first time together to see how easy this really is. So let me get this box back open again, and then we can look at the contents together. Okay, camera set up somewhere so I can use at least 2 hands for the time being. So we will open the box, and what you will see in here is contents of this are very simple. It comes with a charging cord, and it comes with the Android Auto box. I have yet to take this out of the package. We will see what it looks like. Oh, nice little AAWireless logo on the front. No special markings or anything like that on the back. I'm kind of surprised that there's no like serial numbers or FCC stickers or something like that, but at the same time it uses Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure if that needs the same thing. Feels like it's nice quality, which is good. I don't feel like it's gonna get crushed or broken or anything like that. One thing I'm a little surprised at coming through here though is, pull this out, there's no instructions in here at all. And let's just see, scan QR code to visit the link. Oh, here we go. So scan QR code to visit the link and set up your device. So it sounds like I'm gonna have to, looks like I'm gonna have to get those directions right here. That's why it doesn't come with instructions inside the box. They're written there. So let me scan the QR code and see if we can do a setup for the first time. So here we go. So there we go, webpage, let's go there. So I'm going to that webpage. Just let you guys see it for a second. Okay, gotta download the AAWireless app, it appears. I'll read this box while it's finishing the install of that. Yeah, it just says visit the link to visit the device, or do set up your device, and then it goes in a lot of different items, or different languages. Oh, so you know what's funny? The back of the box does say, have the FCC sticker on it, and it does have like a serial number. Or well, it's not a serial number, but AAW001, I'm sure, because it's the first batch. I'm really shocked that there's no FCC stickers on the device itself if it needed that FCC sticker. Well, I'm gonna hit open, and let's see what it tells us to do. I'm going to, you know, because I don't care, I'm going to sign in with Google. I'm not one of those people who's going to go through and make a brand new account. Signing it off. AAWireless. Just letting you guys see the screen. I'm not sure you can see it all too well, but to begin setting up your device, please make sure wireless protection is enabled inside Android Auto, which it looks like it is. I don't want Google Analytics. I'm scrolling through. Add wireless protection to setting. If you scroll down, there's a button to add wireless protection to settings, which seems to be done. And then I'm going to say open AA settings. Get started. Plug in your phone into your vehicle's Android Auto compatible USB port. I don't know if I really need to do that. I think I just got to find this option. Okay, there's no setting in here for what it just said to do. So, okay, we're just going to go back and I'm going to say start setup and we'll see what happens. Okay, start engine. Engine is started. Start your car's engine. Next. Plug in AAWireless. So, I have my plug here. I will show you guys the setup that I currently have. That this is, I just dropped my phone under the seat. This is the module that I use to connect my AAWireless. some people might be looking at and know exactly what they're looking at and be a little bit confused. My setup I have here, as you can see on this screen, this is a Ford C-Max, so it's kind of like a Ford Focus. This is a Sync 3 device. However, if you look everywhere, it says Sync powered by Microsoft. This is the old setup for a Sync 2 device, or my Sync, I think they called it. But I've upgraded this myself. I purchased from a junkyard a new Sync 3 module. You can retrofit them in here into these Sync 2 vehicles, do some programming using ForceScan to set it up to get it working with your car. So everything functions fine. I did this specifically so I could get Android Auto on here, which I love Android Auto. I just want it to be wireless now. So we're going to see if I run into any different problems than the average person, because there are some differences with a car like this setup versus one that's native for Sync 3, which is the Ford version that is allowing for Android Auto. So plugged in. Now we will we'll get this set up in a better way again toward the side, so you guys can see now that it's plugged in. Retrieve my phone at the same time. Okay, we're still on the screen just so you can see where it says plug it in. So we will take everything that came with it, plug this directly in. Plugged in. I don't know if it takes a minute to do a warm up or anything like that, but we'll find out. Then we'll go. It's plugged in, hit next. Searching for AA. Link AA wireless config with, sure. My assumption is I'm supposed to say yes. So while it's searching, I'm going to move the camera and see if we can kind of hold these more side by side. Actually, I guess I'll put this in. Bluetooth pairing request. Okay. I want to see it pop up. Wait for Android Auto to start. Taking up to 40 seconds. Making sure I plugged it into the right thing. I did. There we go. Some sync services will be replaced while connected to the device. Beautiful. So I'm going to hit continue on this screen. Agree. I'm going to hit next here. I hit next on the screen if you couldn't see that. Connection failed. Are you sure? It says... Okay, I think that was just a blip. Look at that. Wireless on my device. I'm going to have to have the screen blurred out right now because I don't want you to see actually where I live. So remember, Jeff, to blur the screen. But it looks like we are completely set up. There's wireless updates I can do, over-the-air updates. I wonder if there's any updates that can be done on... no updates available. Okay, so that's good to know. But wow, that was beautifully seamless. Now hang on one second. Okay, I just got arranged a little bit better. So got the screen to a place that you can see it's actually running Android Auto, but it's not on the map, so you can't see my exact location. You can see this over here on the screen. I don't know what kind of settings there are. I'm be curious. Experimental features, USB mode, pass through. I don't know what any of these do. That's probably pretty cool. I'm more impressed by how quickly this was to be done. I will tell you, like I was telling you before, how I have a slightly different vehicle setup than the average person, because this originally was supposed to go with Sync 2, and I put a Sync 3 module in here, reprogrammed my APIM so it would actually like be able to utilize Sync 3 and all the features and everything. One of the problems with that is this port right here I was talking about. This is only a 500 milliamp port for power, as opposed to the newer ones I think are an amp. That might even be 2 amps. I can't remember. But either way, 500 milliamps, which works natively if you're running Android Auto, but it does not work for Apple CarPlay. So if you've done this setup like I have to try to get Apple CarPlay working, you have to actually replace the USB port. And there's all these modules that you have to connect some wires in a specific way in order to get those working. So I wasn't sure this was going to work. I wasn't sure this device was actually going to be, this little guy was going to be powered by 500 milliamps to be enough to give it power and to do everything it needs to do. But as you can see, it was apparently seamless, which is great now. So one of the problems that I have, because it's a 500 milliamp port, when I do have to plug in for wireless to get Android Auto working, it's not charging fast enough that it's actually using data a lot of times. So if I plug it in, I will still like be draining my battery. And so I bought this wireless charger that's a connection here that's a wireless charging and a phone holder and everything, so it does wireless fast charging. And now I can actually utilize my wireless fast charging instead of having to rely on being, you know, my plugged in for Android Auto. So this is fantastic. One thing I do want to see now I want to turn off the vehicle, and I want to turn the vehicle back on to see how quickly this comes up. So it seems to have just come up already with the option for Android Auto. And if I go to Android Auto instead of hitting Maps so I don't have to blur out the screen again, I don't know how quickly, is something going to happen on my phone that's going to ask me to pair it? Is it just already going to be there? This is what I'm kind of curious on. So it's not actually... Okay, it just went away on my screen. There it goes. Okay, so it takes a minute to pair, even though it looks like it was paired. Let's make sure we're going. Yeah, so it just takes a minute to pair, it seems, to connect to the phone and everything like that. My phone was still on the Android Auto screen, and again, I'm going to have to blur out that screen because of it giving away location. But let's say I'm going to turn off the vehicle, open the door so it fully shuts down. I'm going to close all of my applications so I have nothing. I'm going to get out of the car, and we're gonna start as if I was just like using my phone, doing normal everyday things. And then I'm gonna walk over here. I'm just gonna get in the car, throw it on the charger, and see how quickly. That's how I have to throw it on the charger. It's a motion sensor to squeeze in. So we've done that. Just get in the car. Nothing's running on the screen there. Let's just see how quickly it will load up, if this is gonna be really that seamless if I just leave this stuff set up in here. So this is this error. If you do the update from Sync 2 to Sync 3, you will get this error every time you start up the car because it knows those USB ports are not the power rated that they're supposed to be for Sync 3. So this is just one of those things that I will deal with. You and your vehicles will probably not, but I've been dealing with this since I did this update about 2 years ago. Let's see how long this is going to take. Because now I'm curious if there's something I'm supposed to do on the phone. If I have to launch Android Auto or AAWireless, if I have to launch the app every time I get in. And I'm pretty confident that I will probably have to do that, right? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, because right now it's not popping up at Android Auto or in apps, which it'll do once you connect to Android Auto. And this little guy is, you know, still plugged in. I just didn't unplug it. I also wonder if that port is always powered. I don't remember. Will it drain my battery? It probably 500 milliamps. Probably can't, right? Unless it's like weeks on end. So okay, so nothing happens. I'm pretty confident nothing happens. So whereas if I plug in directly from the USB into the bottom of the phone for Android Auto, it automatically like comes up. So it looks like if I have to come in here to go AAWireless, I don't want the wireless config. Does AAWireless not? Do I have to run AAWireless or do I have to run the AAWireless config? Let's find out. If I run the config, okay, that's the screen that I was seeing before. Nothing's coming up. Do I have to AAWireless device? Please select your device. I mean, I didn't ever unplug this thing. It's almost like it's already. I'm betting that's the name of this little guy, and I would think that once it gets a signal and gets power, especially if the app is running, it should work. It doesn't seem like it's reconnecting. Oh, it does look like it connected, I guess, to there. I'm still not getting anything on the screen though. Updates, still no updates. Okay, what if I run Android Auto? Android Auto was not running before though. I'll have to block that out so you guys can't call my mom. So that is definitely a negative. Let me try to unplug and re-plug in this and see if it has anything to do with like power cycling. Okay, so that's interesting. So it will automatically launch because I don't have AAWireless running, do I? It might be in the background. What if I close it? And again, get out of this view so that you're not seeing. So I closed it on the phone, so it doesn't look like that config needs to be running, which is good. I'm more curious on this now, and I've never really paid much attention. Let me see. So I dropped my phone. The joys of one-handed. I'm gonna plug back in the old USB that I had. I know you guys can't really see what's going on because I want to know if this thing stays live constantly. Because if it does, I wonder if that's going to be kind of a problem. So I just plugged in. You can see Android Auto's coming back up, but it's because I'm plugged directly into that port. You'll be able to see that there's a red light here. Turn off the car. Okay, so it is a, oh no, nope, it's still on. Okay, so it's a constantly on port. I don't know if it's going to need that. That's interesting. We're gonna try this one more time. Going back to the little AAWireless dongle. I'm just gonna tuck it away in my center console. Boom, it's now plugged in. And refit it. I'm gonna tuck it away in the center console and just close it because that's where it's gonna live forever from now on. I'm gonna unplug this. We're going to just kind of walk away again. Car's off. Everything. Oh no. Sometimes there's some like fuses and relays and things in vehicles that run for X number of minutes after you turn off the engine. I used to actually know it was very difficult to track down a parasitic draw I had in my Ford Explorer. Oh, it's still up there. It was very difficult to track it down because you had to get out of the vehicle, and I would track down and find some things. I was like, oh, this has got a lot of current draw right now, or a lot of voltage coming across it right now. And all of a sudden it would go away. And it turned out it was because there's a special thing that waits about 2 minutes before it discharges completely in the fuse box. And it's to run some internal sensors and things like that. So I don't know if I have to wait long enough to wait for that. But I'm walking in now, plugging in. I'm trying to do what I would do on a daily routine. Let's pop our phone into the charger. Let's turn on the vehicle and see. It says connect to phone. It's going to give me that problem. My phone just connected though. And we're going to wait about 40 seconds to a minute like it said. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to power cycle that box again. Okay, so it doesn't appear that anything is going to happen, but if I'm just going to power cycle this little Android Auto box by unplugging it, plug it back in. That's all I'm doing. Unplug it and plug it back in. And we're going to wait now and see if that's enough to kick it on. Little Android Auto symbol just popped up on my screen. There we go. So very interesting. So it's definitely popping up now. As you can see, Android Auto was popping up. Flip this so I can see it, and I'm trying to not let you see my address again because it keeps defaulting to the map. So I don't know. Honestly, if what I have to do is come out here, unplug it, and plug it back in when I want to use it, as opposed to letting it just automatically connect when I'm here. Maybe it's for the better. Maybe that's a way that I can just sit here and say, hey, it's always going to. I don't want it to always pop on the screen, to always show the map or always show my directions or something like that. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's a feature. I can actually look. Let me see. The car's turning off. I wonder if maybe there's an option real quick. I'll go through the options and find out if in the config, and maybe we'll see if there is an auto reconnect or something like that I have turned off. But maybe it also can be a future update that they can make now if the guys at AA Wireless see this video and realize that there's an issue that maybe they need to do something to, oh, come on. There we go. To be able to let it power cycle. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. What is USB mode? MTP? I have no idea what that means, so I'm not going to do that. When enabled, data between phone and car will be copied directly. This means less control over the process, which will break compatibility with. I don't want to do that. Either way, that doesn't seem to be it. Maybe it can be an update that comes out future that lets you automatically reconnect even if it hasn't been power cycled. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, and somebody in the comments or the AA Wireless guys can look at this and say, hey, this is what you need to do to fix that. Maybe. And this is very much possible. Maybe it's because I have a vehicle that's not equipped to have Sync 3 that I have Sync 3 in, and it's just one of the downfalls of having a system like this. Because unfortunately I had a 2013 vehicle, and I don't think Sync 3 came out until the 2015 models. So, hey, if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. It's fine. I think this device is fantastic. The fact that I'm sitting on wireless right now with my Android Auto, I think is great. I can use my chargers for other things. I can leave my phone in my pocket and still be able to have all my stuff on my screen without having to worry about it. And then this is going to save so much headache, because I will tell you the charging port on this is actually not working that well either. So often when I'm going down the road, I hit a bump and it like slips to the side, my Android Auto turns off. And it's always inevitably when I'm about to make a turn that has a series of turns coming up that I have to deal with. You guys know how it is. It's one of those things that if it's going to happen, you know, if it can happen, it will at just the wrong time. So anyways, I think the device is fantastic. I will be continuing to test this thing in the real world. If you guys want an update video on that, I will be more than happy to give you like a week, a month experience with this. And I will try to fill you in on if I found out anything, because maybe if I'm doing this too soon, maybe later today I'll come back out here, just walk into the car, see if I can get in and power cycle everything, and it'll kick right on and be there as long as the car's parked for like 5 minutes or more. I have no idea. It could be just that I need to wait longer than getting in and out and be more real world realistic, as opposed to what I'm doing, which is testing something that's I'm not gonna be ever running in and out of my car every 2 minutes and being like, why is an Android Auto on? So, you know, we'll have to deal with that. But fantastic device so far. Build quality seems great. Setup process was a breeze. The only thing I'm having problems with is the reconnection, which, like I said, it could be my setup, it could be an update issue, it could be just a fault. I have no idea. So, but like I said, if that's all I have to deal with is unplug it and plug it back in when I want to use it, that's better than having to keep it wired at all times. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing and initial setup of this device. Not really a review, because I haven't used it for long enough to review it, but I'm in love so far. Good job, guys, over at AA Wireless. Very, very happy with your product. Very good campaign. Very informative, keeping your viewers up to date, or your backers up to date on everything that was happening. I felt in the loop the entire step of the way, and though it was 3 months after I expected, I didn't feel like there was a problem with that, because I knew what I signed up for, and I'm so happy with the product that came through. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, so it's been a couple hours. I'm gonna walk back out to the car just to see if anything works differently, to know if it was something weird. Let's not even put my phone on the charger this time. I'm just gonna kind of hold it right here. Let's turn it on. But that's not gonna do anything with it. I got no special programs running. We will see if this pops up. That's the thing we always get, like I said. Let's see if anything will show up. There we go. Look at that. So it took about 40 seconds or so, but it actually did just connect itself again to my vehicle, as opposed to me having to power cycle the AI wireless unit. So I'm not sure if maybe it was just having like settings cached for a session that didn't exist anymore, or maybe had I waited longer, and even though I felt like I waited the right amount of time. But it does look like this will actually function just by walking out here and putting, you know, phone in pocket, nothing special, and it'll pop up on the screen at some point. So that is great. That's actually really great. Really good to know. So I don't know. I'll just keep playing with this thing over the next couple, you know, days, weeks, months, and maybe come in for a final review at some point. But this thing is now working even better than I thought it was before. I don't seem to have to unplug it like I thought I might have to. And hey, love it. Thanks, Android Auto Wireless, and now see you next time. All right, so we're doing one last double check here. It is the next day, some more real world scenario, and let's get into the vehicle. I just walked in, made sure I had nothing running on my phone that was abnormal. I'm gonna put the phone in the charger, shut the door, turn on the car, and let's just see what happens, how long this takes, and make sure it actually does connect again. Something's definitely blinking. My phone's doing something. It opened up the email app. There we go. Boom. So it looks like it takes approximately, I'm going to block the screen out again because of the map. Let's get off the map. It looks like it takes approximately a minute for cold boot, I guess it would be called, but it does connect automatically without me having to do any manual intervention. It was funny because you could clearly see something was happening on the phone screen. It opened up my email application for some odd reason. I did have it open recently, so maybe it just went, when it refired up, I went to the last app. But then I saw up here it blinking the hit the weather. It blinking the Wi-Fi signal up in this area, and that, since this is connected via Wi-Fi, I bet you that was just like changing the connection. I also bet, since I'm still connected to the house Wi-Fi signal, even though I'm out here, even though it's, you know, pretty far away, I'm still connected to it. I wonder if it's just taking a little bit longer to switch over because it's still sitting on a host signal somewhere else. But that's probably standard for most people anyway. They probably are coming out of this. They probably are going into their garages or whatever. My driveway's pretty far away from my house, and I'm still connected way out here. Whereas if you were in your driveway right next to your house, or if you were in your garage, you're going to be connected to your home Wi-Fi normally. So it's good to know that it switches and works. I don't know why I was having problems on the very first time trying this. It was probably, like I said, that whole deal with it just being too short. There was probably still some, like, you know, I don't know, cached credentials or whatever you'd call it, but maybe it's not. You know, maybe once the Android Auto box realizes it doesn't have connectivity for a couple minutes, maybe it like soft boots itself down so that you can reconnect to it easier. And I was still connected to it because it'd been a couple, you know, only a handful of minutes. So I'm happy with it. You'll be able to know more specific times and how long it takes to connect because I've been adding a timer post-processing. So I think that was about a minute, just judging by where we were at with the camera and how long I'd been recording, but I don't know. We'll find out shortly. You'll find out, like, you already know because it was already down in the corner of the screen. But this is great. This is fantastic. So sorry for the long unboxing and initial setup and just showing all this stuff without really much substance as to how well it works in the real world, because I still haven't had a chance to really test this thing out. Just make sure it gets connected. I haven't driven this car anywhere. It's been parked in the same spot since we started this process, so I haven't gone anywhere yet. But this is just to show how easy it is to set up, some of the problems you may or may not experience with trying to reconnect or maybe thinking it's taking too long. Mine seems to be working just great, so we'll just continue monitoring, and I will give you guys an update video. But anyways, again, for the third time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.